Came on here to read. I don't know if this is going to be an excerpt of a new book or the book. Probably an excerpt, because I could go deeper. I'm being nosy right now. Anyway, here it goes. It's called I'm Good, Love, and Joy. Make sure you like and subscribe. Here it goes. Now, I'm going to stop periodically sometime to smoke. I'm smoking. Okay. All right. This coffee good. Once upon a time, I thought that I wanted marriage. But looking back, all I really wanted was a lifetime of friendship and genuine love with lust on the side. I thought I needed the legally binding contract of marriage in order to say I have been successful in my relationships. I believed the hype. I believed that not being asked to be married and not actually doing it made me less of a woman, as though marriage signifies worth, as though marriage determines my value or lack thereof if I'm married. I was literally living in fear of not being good enough to be married, and also in fear of being good enough to be married but not still wed to anyone. It was a catch-22 of sorts. Then I feared becoming married and not staying married. I feared the possible failure that so many marriages face and succumb to, according to statistical data. It was so draining. Draining is the best word to describe what that fear did to me emotionally and mentally. I focused on it so much that I stayed in relationships. Scratch that. I started in and stayed in relationships with people I should have never been with, even short term. All because I thought they had the mindset to be husbands. Things they told me, I believed, because it was what I wanted to hear. Because their words spoke to my fear. I'm gonna stop there. There's more to the story. But basically, in my 38 years of life, almost 39 years, I have learned that a lot of us women, ooh, it's loud. I've learned that a lot of us women aspire to marriage because of what we've been taught, what we've been led to believe by people in our families, and it's mostly women. Some men will encourage their daughters or, the women in their family, sisters, whatever, to aspire to that. But usually it's women. For me, it was my mother, aunts, sisters, cousins, because a lot of the women in my family were and still are married. And it became like, or it becomes like a sort of validation for a lot of women. They don't feel valid if they're not married. They don't feel worthy. They don't feel like they are worth anything if they're not married. They don't feel like a woman if they're not married. And that's the biggest lie ever told. Big lie. Marriage isn't bad. There's nothing wrong with having that supposedly forever connection with someone. Nothing wrong with that at all. But who you are inside, who you are as a person, enjoying and loving yourself and your life is much more important than a title of marriage. Way more important. Once I decided that, once I learned that, once I really grasped that, it stopped being important. Like I said, they're in like the second sentence or so. Well, the first sentence is that all I really wanted was a lifetime of friendship and genuine love with lust on the side. And that's really what a lot of people, if they be honest, what they want too. A lot of people are not looking to be bound or feel bound to anyone or any one situation. A lot of people, they just want someone to be their companion through life. That's what they want. Because nobody wants to do this thing alone. The world is big and scary, and there's always something going on. There's always something that you have to do or pay for or be responsible for. And it is easier when you're doing that as a couple or throuple, whatever your situation is, for those that are, into polygamy or polygamy or polyamory, whatever. But it is not all important. It is not all important. Once I grasped that I can stand alone and I can have a fulfilling relationship with someone not being alone, and it never could become a legally binding situation, and I could still be happy with that. A lot of the feelings of worthlessness, self-loathing went away. If you think you need something so much and you never get it, it never happens, it takes a toll on you as a person. It's a mindset thing. If you can shift in your mindset that happiness is an inside job and that your feelings and emotions are yours and you don't need another person to validate you, you winning. And even if you are a married person, even like once you become married to someone, you still have to hold yourself. You still have to have yourself. You came into this world by yourself, you're gonna leave this motherfucker by yourself. And if another person is so important to you to where you can't function within yourself, what happens when that other person is not here? What happens when it naturally dissipates by you becoming a widow or a widower? I've heard of a lot of, especially older couples, that one dies and then soon thereafter the other one dies. And a lot of times that's because the other one had no identity. They didn't even know who they were without that other person. And that might seem like such deep love to someone else that, they couldn't survive without them. But is it really? Is it? That's a question you can answer for yourself. But as for me, that's not that important. It's not. I've heard from some women that once they understood that it happened, and in others not so much. But for me, it really doesn't matter if it happens or not. You got to be whole within yourself. Moral of the story: know what you want, know who you are, know what's important to you, know how you want to be viewed by you. Not just how you want to be viewed by the world, not just how you want your parents to see you, not just how you want your, aunts and uncles and other family members to see you, not even just how you want your children to see you, but how you want to see yourself. And that's going to be the determining factor in the things that you put yourself into and what you involve yourself in, how you are. Your mental and emotional state of being. But I wrote like just like 5 pages so far. So I will definitely be coming out with this as a book. It might be called I'm Good, Love, and Joy. Not sure just yet, but I will definitely be publishing this because I just feel like there's so many women that are trying to figure out like why I'm not happy, why I'm not fulfilled, why haven't this happened for me? And my story may help them understand that maybe it ain't supposed to. Maybe you don't need it to. Maybe once you stop needing it to so much, the stars will align and it can organically happen. A lot of women force relationships. A lot of women force relationships or continue relationships with people like myself that they maybe even shouldn't have been with, that they may not even be really compatible with, just because that person says they want marriage. Recently, I met someone who wants to be married. I know, crazy, right? A man that wants to be married, like deeply wants to be married. And I feel like he, just like a lot of women, have seen people in his family, people, in his circle, that are married, and he feels like, oh my God, like, why hasn't this happened yet? Why haven't I found a type of woman that I can marry and all these things? But not to go into this young man's, business or whatever. But he's not ready. He doesn't have, different things aligned with himself in order to get there. He needs to find someone that is either A, willing to deal with whatever he's doing or not doing, or his situation, you know, or he needs to handle his own situation and then find someone who would like to deal with him at that level. But a lot of it largely is, you know, who he's decided to be with and create lives with and things of that nature. And it'd be the same for a lot of women. They just want something, want something, want something. Why can't I find this person to be, you know, what I want them to be? One whole time, focus on you. Because you the most important. Should be to yourself. Happiness is an inside job. You better be happy with you. You better be fulfilled with you, with what you want to do, or who you are, or what the fuck you got going on. Because let's say you do meet that person that wants to be married, that wants, you know, what you believe that you want. And then you realize they not even for you. Now you what people call trapped. And that's how a lot of divorces happen. They say, oh, marriages, you know, people, it ends in divorce because of finance. It ends in divorce because of infidelity. But a lot of times it just be because it ain't it. It ain't hitting like they thought it was going to hit. It's like going to a new restaurant and, you know, everybody said it was going to be good. And then you get there and it's trash. Or certain stuff is good, but the other shit is nasty. Just wrong, or just not your cup of tea. It's not palatable. It be like that. But if you secure in yourself, if you got you together, you know what you want for you. If you've done the things that make you happy and fulfilled and all those types of things, if another person don't do it for you, it's gonna be easy to move the fuck around and go find who does, instead of sticking around and staying around and going around doing whatever the fuck with this person simply because they say the M word. So I hope somebody got something out of this. I really do. I made a video a while back called The Marriage Carrot that was not exactly like this one, similar, talking about, you know, how marriage is like, you know, in the Looney Tunes or cartoons, you know, of old, if you old enough to remember, they'll put like a carrot or something in front of, you know, Bugs Bunny or whoever to try to lure them to wherever that they wanted them to be. And every time they get close to the carrot keep moving, the carrot keep moving. And every time you get close to the bar of what you, or where people say that you're supposed to be, the bar gets moved again. Oh, now you have to be like this in order to attain marriage. Now you have to be like that in order to attain marriage. And everybody is not reaching for that carrot no more. You can't hold that over everybody's head anymore. Some of us have realized that it's not that serious to accept different things and deal with different things and be a part of different things that really don't resonate with us just for a title, just for what's supposed to be a forever connection, because it could very quickly end up not being forever when we accept what we really don't want. But y'all have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. I'm good, love. Enjoy. This has been Free Game. Toodles.